Hey, Caitlin, thank you so much for taking the time to do this. To start, I would just love if you could tell us a bit about your blog and what it's about.
Sure, yeah. So my husband and I have a travel blog and it's called Throne and Vine, where we really focus on stories and tips on traveling to South Tyrol, which is in the northernmost part of Italy. And it's just an area that we really fell in love with. And we focus solely on that one region.
I love it. I've never been there, but I want to go, especially after
Mhm.
reading your blog. I'm like, I have to
Good,
get there.
good.
So, what was your biggest blogging struggle before joining Ditch the Daily Grind? Has the program helped you overcome that struggle?
Yeah, I think our biggest struggle was really creating a strategic email funnel and then also being able to build our email list as part of that so that we could keep continuing to grow subscribers. And through the course, we really found that the techniques that I learned, we were able to create a strategic approach to building our email list. And that really allowed us to increase our email subscribers where we previously were totally stagnant and we're not growing at all. So this helped a ton.
Yeah, and I always tell people too, because I feel like, especially right at this moment, everyone's so focused on Instagram, and Instagram's great, but your social media followers, you don't own those. Like if Instagram went under for some reason, you lose all those followers. Whereas your email list, like if MailChimp went out of business, you just export that list and bring it to ConvertKit or MailerLite. So these are like your big fans that you actually can keep with you, which is amazing.
Exactly. Yeah.
So what was your favorite lesson from the course?
Well, related to our biggest struggle then, so my favorite lesson as a result was really around that crafting a content and list building strategy that converts. So that was the most helpful for us. And it really felt like we had strategies that we could easily replicate. And then the sample email funnel was incredibly helpful. And it's hard to find that in a lot of other courses because they really don't seem to want to hold that information back. So I really felt like we also had exercises and workbooks to help us put everything into practice right away. A lot of other courses seem to leave us at the lesson and they aren't really concerned with helping us implement those strategies right away. So it really seemed like you were truly invested in helping us succeed.
Yeah, I've found the same thing when I've taken courses. I'm like, this sounds great, and it obviously it's helped you, but I still like I need to see this live. Like, how does this actually work?
Exactly. That's so true. So true.
What are three benefits that you've enjoyed as a result of Ditch the Daily Grind?
Sure. I think the first, in addition to what I've already mentioned, we've been able to grow our social media following. We've also, along with that, been able to grow our engagement with our following. So it's not just about getting the numbers up; it's also about getting those people to be more engaged with us, which has been hugely helpful. And third, but most importantly, we've been able to develop a clear focus and strategy around our social media presence. So it seemed like with the specific examples of strategies for different types of social media platforms within the course, we were able to go from a really sporadic and kind of scattered approach to a social media that strategy that was actually tied to our blog's long-term goals, which was incredibly helpful.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of people get in that like, well, I think too, a lot of people are trying to be everywhere, and you're just like, okay, just got to get something out, just got to get a photo out or whatever, and it's hard to sit down, or sometimes people forget to sit down and actually think about why they're sharing what they're sharing. So
Right, right. The why is huge.
yeah. Now I know you'd mentioned you've taken other blogging courses, and we've kind of talked about that already. Was there anything that made this course stand out?
Yeah, there was. So, in addition to what I mentioned, there was also that this was so much more detailed and it gave a lot more insider tips and examples, along with all the exercises and workbooks. So, I really got the sense that you weren't holding anything back and really wanted to make sure to give us as much insight and as many of those insider tips and tricks and what your secret sauce was, so to speak, so that we could really truly be as successful as possible.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
awesome. And finally, in what way has the course made the biggest impact on your blogging business?
Yeah. I think the biggest impact is really having a strategic focus around absolutely everything that we do. So instead of just trying to produce content, produce something, get it out there, in the internet, we've really been honed in on our ultimate goal for the blog and make sure that everything that we do really contributes to that goal. So this helped us also to prioritize everything that we do and make sure that if there's anything that doesn't take us toward that goal, that we're cutting it out so we're not wasting time on that. So overall, I'm just incredibly grateful for this course because it's really helped us to create that focus and create that strategy, which we truly, truly needed.
Awesome. Yay, that's so great to hear. Well, thank you so much for taking the time to do this. Really appreciate it.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you.